In today's video, we explore the powerful Stoic philosophy and how it can transform your life by focusing entirely on your own growth. Stoicism teaches us the importance of mastering our emotions, being aware of our actions, and above all, putting our energy into our own evolution. By focusing on yourself, instead of getting distracted by what is beyond your control, you will be able to notice great changes in your well-being and your outlook on life. Follow along and discover how to apply Stoic principles to achieve inner peace and concrete results on your journey. This is the time to look within and change your reality. But first, I saw that you are not yet subscribed to the channel, so I ask that you subscribe. It is free, and you will still be notified whenever new videos are released here on the channel. Continuing, 1 essential Stoic philosophies. Imagine yourself in the middle of a storm on the ocean. The waves are high, the wind is blowing hard, and the boat you are on seems small compared to the immensity of the sea. What would you do? Hold on to the helm and sail calmly, or try in vain to control the wind and waves. Stoicism is like that rudder that helps us navigate through life, even when storms are inevitable. This ancient philosophy offers us practical tools to face challenges with serenity and wisdom. One of its most profound principles is the discernment between what is within our control and what is not. Just as it would be futile to try to control the waves of the sea, it is equally unproductive to waste energy trying to control that which is beyond our reach. When we understand this, we can focus our attention on what really matters, reducing anxiety and stress. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and practitioner of Stoicism, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He knew that even when faced with the pressures of leading an empire, his true freedom lay in how he chose to respond to situations, not the situations themselves. Stoic philosophy also advocates essential virtues such as gratitude, self-discipline, and resilience. Imagine a farmer who, instead of complaining about the lack of rain, learns to value the resources he has and seeks alternatives to prosper. This is Stoic gratitude, an exercise in seeing value in the things we already have, instead of fixating on what is missing. Self-discipline, in turn, is like the training of an athlete who, even when faced with fatigue or temptations to give up, keeps moving forward, firmly focused on his goals. It teaches us to resist distractions and momentary desires, cultivating a lasting commitment to what really matters. And then comes resilience. Think of a tree that, even when faced with strong winds, bends but does not break. It uses adversity to strengthen its roots and adapt to the environment. This is Stoic resilience, seeing each challenge as an opportunity for growth, to strengthen our mental clarity and our emotional integrity. The Stoics also invite us to accept reality as it is. Amor fati, loving fate. This practice teaches us to find meaning in every experience, no matter how difficult. Imagine looking at the events of your life like a craftsman who sees imperfections in the wood not as defects, but as unique parts of the work. This perspective allows us to embrace our circumstances with gratitude and intentionality. By adopting these Stoic principles, we are led to reflect on our relationship with time and with what is beyond our control. Just like the captain of a ship who chooses to adjust his sails rather than fight the wind, we can learn that true freedom lies in how we respond to life, not in the events that it throws at us. In this way, Stoicism becomes not just a philosophy, but a practical guide to living with greater peace, purpose, and resilience, helping us navigate any storm with wisdom and grace. 2. Gratitude and perspective. Gratitude is a powerful tool that transforms the way we view life. To illustrate, imagine a time when you felt completely overwhelmed by problems. Maybe it was a day when everything seemed to be going wrong, a missed deadline, a disagreement with a friend, or even an unexpected financial hardship. Now imagine that in the midst of this chaos, you remember something small but meaningful: the smile of a loved one, the comfort of your home, or the unexpected help of a colleague. This moment of reflection doesn't solve all the problems, but it brings a glimmer of relief, a spark of hope. This is gratitude in action. When we practice gratitude, we create a mental space for appreciation and contentment. which in turn attracts more positive experiences and opens the door to new blessings. Think of John, who recently lost his job. Initially consumed by worry, he decides to keep a gratitude journal as a way to cope with stress. At first, he struggles to find anything positive, but over time, he comes to appreciate the small victories, the unwavering support of his family, the extra time to reconnect with friends, and the opportunity to rethink his career. This practice not only changes his perspective, but also renews his strength to pursue new opportunities. Maintaining a balanced perspective during difficult times is equally essential. Challenging moments can cloud our vision of the things that truly matter, but gratitude serves as a reminder that even in adversity, there is something to be appreciated. Consider Maria, who faced a serious health crisis. During her recovery, she chose to focus on the positives, the dedication of healthcare professionals, the loving visits from friends, and the lesson to appreciate each day. These reflections helped Maria face the moment with greater resilience and gratitude. Valuing genuine relationships is another way to cultivate a healthy perspective. Relationships based on respect, support, and empathy provide a sense of belonging and connection, which is essential for emotional well-being. Consider Peter, who was facing a period of high pressure at work. Over dinner with close friends, he shared his challenges and, to his surprise, received unconditional support and words of encouragement. This moment not only reinforced his gratitude for the authentic relationships in his life, but also motivated him to face his challenges with greater confidence. Practicing gratitude is not just a passive act, but a conscious choice that can be cultivated. Taking a moment to reflect on what you appreciate, keeping a gratitude journal, or expressing gratitude to others are all effective ways to incorporate this. Imagine the impact of writing down 3 things you are grateful for every day: a beautiful sunrise, a challenge overcome, or the generosity of a stranger. Over time, these small practices build a strong emotional foundation that can withstand life's ups and downs. By aligning gratitude with a broad and balanced perspective, you create a solid foundation for finding joy and meaning in any situation. As the stories of Hansel, Gretel, and Peter show us, gratitude is a powerful force that transforms not only the way we see the world, but also the way we live. 3. Emotional awareness and decision-making. Imagine a man named Alexander. For years, he struggled with his relationships, often allowing his emotions to dictate his action. In arguments, he found himself trapped in cycles of wanting to be right and prove his point at all costs. But the more he sought to win arguments, the more he lost connection with the people he loved. One day, while reading Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, Alexander came across a passage that changed his perspective. Do not be overcome by anger or pride. Focusing on what is within your control is the path to inner peace. He realized that instead of trying to change others or control their reactions, he should learn to manage his own emotions. Over time, Alexander began to practice the emotional awareness taught by Stoicism. He began to observe his reactions without judgment, trying to understand where they were coming from and how he could act more rationally. This didn't mean repressing his feelings, but rather understanding them and using them as guides to make decisions that were more aligned with his value. In a recent discussion with a close friend, Alexandre applied these principles. When the conversation began to escalate, instead of reacting impulsively, he took a deep breath and listened attentively. At the end, he said, "We don't have to agree on everything, but I value our friendship too much to let this escalate into a bigger conflict." The friend, surprised by Alexandra's calm approach, responded with reciprocity, and together, they found a solution that reinforced mutual respect. Alexander also learned to recognize when a relationship was no longer aligned with his value. By identifying situations or people that drained his energy or ignored his boundaries, he chose to reevaluate those relationships. This process, guided by self-respect, helped him build more authentic and healthy relationships based on reciprocity and understanding. Stoicism, as Alexander discovered, is a powerful tool for creating a balanced and intentional life. It teaches us to let go of our ego, cultivate humility and empathy, and focus on what really matters. Building relationships based on mutual respect and sincerity. Like Alexander, we can all use these principles to live more wisely and harmoniously, both with ourselves and with others. For relationships and personal. A few years ago, a young man was going through a turbulent period in his life. He felt stuck, as if he couldn't move forward with his goals, and his frustration only grew with each One day, while reflecting on why he was so stressed, he realized something revealing. The people around him were directly shaping his thoughts, emotions, and actions. He noticed that his closest were often complaining, avoiding challenges, and in a way, feeding his own inertia. Determining that he needed a change, the young man decided to seek out people who inspired him, who had values aligned with his own, and who could motivate him to break out of his stagnation. He began attending personal development events, joining book groups, and getting involved in communities that promoted growth and learning. Slowly, he realized that these new connections not only offered emotional support, but also stimulated his creativity and encouraged the exchange of constructive ideas. These people became true pillars of his journey, helping him overcome challenges and achieve things that previously seemed unattainable. However, during this process, the young man faced another important lesson: adjusting his expectations of the people around him. He realized that even among those who inspired him the most, it was unrealistic to expect perfection. Sometimes, friends or colleagues failed, revealed traits he did not approve of, or made decisions that went against his values. Instead of trying to change them, he learned to adjust his own perspective. Over time, he understood that accepting the natural limitations of others was an act of compassion, both for them and for himself. This brought him a lightness he had never felt before. He found comfort in the teachings of the Stoics, who often remind us that we cannot control the behavior of others, only our reactions to it. Inspired by this wisdom, the young man began to cultivate a balance, surrounding himself with people who pushed him to grow, but also accepting the imperfections of those who crossed his path. This mindset has strengthened his emotional resilience, helping him avoid unnecessary disappointments and build healthier, more authentic relationships. Today, as he reflects on his journey, he understands that relationships can be the greatest catalyst for personal growth. Consciously choosing to be around people who inspire, challenge, and support you is essential to evolving. At the same time, learning to adjust expectations and accept human flaws is essential to maintaining emotional balance and making the most of the connections that truly matter. 5 challenges as opportunities. Difficulties and betrayals, as painful as they may be, are often the greatest catalysts for personal growth. They teach us strength, intelligence, and wisdom in ways that moments of ease never could. When we face an obstacle, we are invited to look beyond the immediate discomfort and seek the hidden lesson. These experiences test our resilience, challenging us to adapt, find creative solutions, and develop a more mature outlook on life. Every challenge presents a unique opportunity for introspection and learning. Betrayals, for example, can teach us about trust, boundaries, and the importance of choosing the people we surround ourselves with carefully. These painful moments also show us how to find strength within ourselves, reminding us that we are more resilient than we realize. By approaching challenges with the right mindset, we can turn each obstacle into a valuable lesson. This means shifting our perspective from seeing a problem as a roadblock to seeing it as a stepping stone to something greater. Stoic practices like premeditatio malorum, anticipating adversity, help prepare our minds to deal with hardships, while reflecting on our mistakes and successes allows us to draw wisdom from each experience. Remember that history's greatest leaders, thinkers, and doers faced monumental obstacles, and that's what shaped them. Likewise, your challenges can be the foundation for your growth, as long as you view them as opportunities to learn and improve. By adopting this mindset, you become stronger, wiser, and better prepared to face future challenges with courage and determination. 6. Value of self-integrity. Integrity and honesty are not just desirable virtues, but fundamental pillars for a meaningful and authentic life. Having self-integrity means acting in accordance with your values and principles, regardless of external pressures or momentary temptations. It is the ability to stay true to who you are, even when no one is looking. Avoiding actions or avoiding words that require future justification or deception is essential to preserving your integrity. When you act dishonestly, you are creating a cycle of inconsistencies that can lead to a loss of trust, both in yourself and in others. In addition, the need to cover up or justify a lie consumes emotional and mental energy, distracting you from what really matters and damaging your well-being. Personal integrity is also a direct reflection of how you value yourself. By being honest and true to your principles, you demonstrate respect for yourself and your journey. This strengthens your self-esteem and creates a sense of inner security that does not depend on external validation. It is also an act of courage, as it requires facing the consequences of your actions with maturity and responsibility. In practice, cultivating self-integrity involves reflecting on your motivations before acting, being transparent in your communications, and not compromising your values for convenience or immediate gain. Ask yourself, is this action aligned with who I want to be? Or, if other people knew what I was doing, would I feel proud of it? These questions can serve as guides to stay on the path of honesty. By living with self-integrity, you also inspire trust in others. People tend to respect and trust those who live in accordance with their values. This trust forms the basis for healthy and lasting relationships, both personal and professional. Therefore, self-integrity is much more than just telling the truth. It is a commitment to authenticity and congruence between your values, thoughts, and actions. By cultivating this virtue, you build a life of meaning and purpose, able to face challenges with clarity and dignity. 7. Humility and continuous learning. True personal growth arises from the ability to embrace humility and recognize that we are eternal learners on the journey of life. Humility is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful force that allows us to learn from mistakes, accept our limitations, and seek constant self-development. It encourages us to see our failures not as defeats, but as valuable opportunities to reformulate our actions and become better each day. By embracing humility, we also open ourselves up to new perspectives and ideas. This openness helps us expand our worldview, fostering greater understanding of differences and enabling more meaningful connections with those around us. Humility reminds us that no one has all the answers and that there is always something to learn from others, whether they are mentors, peers, or even critics. Continuous learning is an essential part of this process. Investing in new knowledge, exploring different cultures, reading challenging books, and listening to opposing views are crucial tools for expanding our skills and enriching our understanding. This also includes practicing personal reflection, reviewing our actions and thoughts to identify areas for improvement. Ultimately, the combination of humility and continuous learning empowers us to grow authentically and sustainably. It helps us overcome arrogance, welcome feedback with gratitude, and remain in a constant state of evolution. By embracing this mindset, we build a life of greater meaning, genuine connections, and accumulated wisdom, while becoming better versions of ourselves. 8. Act with courage. Acting with courage is one of the most transformative and necessary acts to achieve your dreams and live a meaningful life. Fear often presents itself as an obstacle that prevents us from moving forward, fueling doubts and insecurities that paralyze our progress. However, overcoming this fear is essential to breaking barriers and pursuing our goals with determination. One of the keys to cultivating courage is embracing gratitude. When we focus on the blessings we already have, our perspective changes, and we begin to see possibilities instead of limitations. Gratitude connects us to the present and reminds us that we have internal and external resources to face challenges. Recognizing small daily achievements is an important step in building the confidence needed to face bigger obstacles. In addition, avoiding the paralysis caused by doubt involves adopting an action mindset. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or absolute certainty, it is important to take small steps, even when afraid. Every action, no matter how small, generates momentum and strengthens our ability to face the unknown. The Stoics teach us that what we have control over are our actions and attitudes, and that is what we should focus on. ignoring what we cannot change. Courage can also be fueled by a clear vision of your goals. Visualize the positive impact of achieving your dreams and use that vision as a beacon to guide you. Remember that courage does not mean the absence of fear, but rather the ability to act in spite of it. As you move forward, even in the midst of uncertainty, your courage grows and your fear diminishes. Practicing courage daily transforms not only the way we face challenges, but also the relationship we have with ourselves. Each act of courage is a declaration of confidence in our own potential and an opportunity to strengthen our resilience. So, choose to act with courage, focus on your blessings, and move toward your dreams with determination and gratitude. 9. Resilience and adaptation to change. The challenges we face throughout life are more than just obstacles. They are opportunities to reveal and shape our character. Each adversity offers us the chance to strengthen our resilience, the ability to endure, adapt, and thrive in the face of hardship. In Stoicism, change and challenges are seen as inevitable parts of the human experience and as tools to become stronger and more aware. Adopting a Stoic mindset means approaching each change with acceptance and clarity. Instead of resisting or fearing change, we can embrace it as an opportunity to grow in wisdom and virtue. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, reminds us that life is like a river in constant flow. Resisting the natural flow of things only causes unnecessary suffering. Resilience is not just about enduring hardships, but also about finding meaning and learning in the midst of adversity. For example, each challenge can teach us valuable lessons about our strengths, limitations, and areas for improvement. By adapting to change, we develop the ability to see setbacks as stepping stones to personal progress. Stoic practice also encourages us to focus on what is within our control, such as our reactions and choices, while calmly accepting what we cannot change. This not only reduces stress and anxiety, but also empowers us to face uncertainty with courage and determination. Adapting to change with resilience means being willing to learn and grow, even in challenging scenarios. Whether it's a financial setback, a career change, or a personal breakup, every situation carries with it the potential to reveal our true inner strength. By embracing change with a positive outlook, we cultivate a more balanced life that is aligned with our values. Resilience is not just a quality for overcoming difficulties, but an essential skill for living fully, learning from each experience and transforming challenges into opportunities for wisdom and growth.